Hello everyone, welcome to Rome Tips. Today we will be discussing how to protect conditional formatting rules in Excel. It's surprisingly easy for someone to accidentally mess up your hard-earned conditional formatting, so we'll cover some simple but effective ways to prevent that. Before we dive in, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to Rome Tips for more Excel tips and tricks. We post new content every week. Okay. So what exactly will we cover in this video? First, we'll quickly review what conditional formatting is, just in case you're new to it. Then we'll show you the most straightforward method, protecting the worksheet. But we'll also discuss its limitations. After that, we'll explore using VBA code to prevent changes to your conditional formatting rules. Finally, we'll wrap up with some best practices for managing and maintaining your conditional formatting. Let's start with a quick refresher on what conditional formatting is. In a nutshell, it's a feature in Excel that allows you to automatically format cells based on their values or based on formulas. For example, you can highlight cells that are above a certain value, change the color of cells that contain specific text, or even create data bars within cells to visualize your data. It's a powerful tool for data analysis and presentation. Okay, the easiest way to protect your conditional formatting is to protect the entire worksheet. To do this, go to the Review tab on the Excel ribbon and click on Protect Sheet. A dialog box will appear. Here, you can choose what users are allowed to do even while the sheet is protected. Importantly, by default, users are allowed to select locked cells and select unlocked cells. You can also allow users to format cells or columns. But if you don't allow formatting, and you require a password, any attempt to change existing conditional formatting rules will be blocked. Type in a password, remember to choose something you'll remember, and click OK. You'll be prompted to re-enter the password for confirmation. Now, try to edit one of your conditional formatting rules. You'll see that Excel prevents you from making changes. However, there's a big limitation with this method. Protecting the entire sheet prevents all editing. Users can't even enter data into unlocked cells unless you specifically allow cell formatting. That's often not practical. So, let's explore a more nuanced approach using VBA code. This method allows you to selectively protect only the conditional formatting rules, while still allowing users to edit other parts of the worksheet. First, you'll need to open the VBA editor. Press Alt plus F11 on your keyboard. This will open a new window. Now, in the VBA editor, double-click on the sheet you want to protect in the project window on the left, e.g., Sheet 1. This will open the code window for that sheet. Paste the following code into the code window. VBA. Private sub worksheet underscore change. By val target as range. This code prevents changes to conditional formatting rules. Dim CF as format condition. For each CF in me, used range.format conditions. If CF type equals Excel expression then, or other types of conditions. Optional. Check if the changed cell is within the range of the CF. If not intersect, target, CF applies to, is nothing then. Application enable events equals false. Application. Undo reverts the change that triggered the event. Application enable events equals true. Message box, you are not allowed to modify conditional formatting rules. Exit sub. End if. Next CF. End sub. Let's break down what this code does. Asterisk private sub worksheet underscore change, by val target as range. This is an event handler that triggers whenever a cell is changed on the worksheet. Asterisk dim CF as format condition. This declares a variable CF to represent a conditional formatting rule. Asterisk for each CF in me used range format conditions. This loop iterates through each conditional formatting rule applied to the used range of the sheet. Asterisk if CF type equals Excel expression then, this checks if the conditional formatting rule is based on a formula. You can change Excel expression to other types of conditions if you need to protect specific types. Asterisk application enable events equals false. This temporarily disables event handling to prevent the code from triggering itself repeatedly. Asterisk application. Undo. This reverts the change that triggered the worksheet underscore change event. Asterisk application enable events equals true. This re-enables event handling. Asterisk message box. You are not allowed to modify conditional formatting rules. This displays a message box informing the user that they are not allowed to modify the rules. Close the VBA editor and return to your Excel sheet. Now, try to edit a conditional formatting rule. The VBA code will prevent you from making the change and will display a message box. Important note, this method only works if VBA is enabled in Excel. If VBA is disabled, the code will not run, and the conditional formatting rules will not be protected. Also, a savvy user can get around this by disabling events. So, it's good practice to password protect the VBA code itself. In the VBA editor, go to Tools, VBA Project Properties. Then, in the Protection tab, check Lock Project for viewing, and enter a password. So, what are some best practices when dealing with conditional formatting and protection? Document your rules. Keep a separate document or a hidden sheet within your Excel file that lists all of your conditional formatting rules and explains what they do. This will make it easier to maintain and troubleshoot your rules in the future. Use meaningful names for your rules. When you create a conditional formatting rule, give it a descriptive name. This will help you identify the rule later if you need to modify or delete it. Test your rules thoroughly. Before sharing your Excel file with others, test all of your conditional formatting rules to make sure they are working as expected. Educate your users. If you are sharing your Excel file with others, explain to them how the conditional formatting works and why it is important not to modify the rules. In conclusion, protecting conditional formatting rules in Excel can be done in several ways, each with its own pros and cons. Protecting the entire sheet is the simplest method but can be too restrictive. Using VBA code provides a more flexible solution but requires VBA to be enabled. By following the best practices we discussed, you can ensure that your conditional formatting rules remain intact and that your data is presented accurately. That's it for today's Rome Tips. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more Excel tips and tricks. And as always, feel free to leave any questions or comments in the section below. Thanks for watching.